Hey guys, welcome back to Femhead. I'm Victoria, and today I want to talk about being period positive as a teenager, because rarely do I hear of teenagers feeling happy about their period, excited about their period. Much more it's this sense of annoyance and inconvenience, that it's unfair, why don't boys have to have this? Or they're just kind of indifferent and they don't really care one way or the other. But I have noticed that there are quite a few younger girls that are using period tracker apps to kind of know around when their period is going to come, which is light years beyond my guessing game of surprise, your period is here. Thankfully, I have noticed this push online and with social media talking about being body positive, and I think there's a certain element of that points towards body literacy, understanding and knowing what's going on with your body. So the biggest point I want to get across today is that knowledge is power. Education is everything, but you kind of have to become your own advocate when it comes to this, because people aren't necessarily going to come to you with information. Unfortunately, you have to go out and seek it for yourself, but it is out there waiting for you to find it. A great book that I want to share with you that I think would be very helpful for girls who have just gotten their periods or are gonna get their periods is a little book called My Little Red Book. Let me grab it real quick. So the book I want to suggest is My Little Red Book. I think it is great to see a variety of first period stories, and this spans generations. There's a lot of different stories in here, and I think it helps change your perspective on periods overall. So while you're educating yourself about your body, about your cycle, about your period, and what everything means, because I found a huge change to my attitude and feelings towards my period after I learned what was actually happening inside of me, the next thing you need to do is start educating yourself about nutrition, because that plays a large role in not only your body, your well-being, but also how your cycle and your period is. So if you're having troubles with PMS and that sort of stuff, look at what you're eating, and I can't promote that early enough to just say what you put into your body is so important. And I'm not talking about diets. There are plenty of crap fad diets that I hope you never have to hear about or you never try out, because that's not what I'm talking about. That's not what I want you to do. I want you to look at lifestyle changes, switching out certain foods for other foods. You really just need to learn about what foods you should be putting into your body, what your body needs nutritionally, and this means whole plant foods. Think the produce section of the grocery store instead of processed junk foods. If you think of what you can buy at a gas station or a convenience store, soda, Little Debbie's, chips of every flavor you could imagine, and candy, those are things that you shouldn't be putting into your body. And if you're not perfect, that's fine. There's no such thing as perfect. Let that idea go. This is coming from a girl who used to fuel herself for days at a time eating nothing but store-bought cupcakes, and then fueling my late night homework sessions with what energy drink? Oh, Rockstar energy drink. So I'm a perfect example that you can change and you can evolve and you can learn. Just because you're one way doesn't mean you have to be that way forever. I have come so far in my just nutritional lifestyle diet journey. Next, what you can do is to try and change the conversations you are having about your period, about your cycle. I remember back to high school and even college, there was nothing positive to say about your period, and the only time you talked about it with your friends was to complain, like, I'm so bloated, my cramps are horrible, I'm blowing through these tampons like no one's business. It's okay to share your frustrations about your cycle, but don't make it all about that. I am one to, if I'm getting weird butthole cramps, I'm gonna tell everyone about them, because they're so odd and uncomfortable, and they make you grimace and contort and make funny faces, and they're just the weirdest thing, and I think they're fascinating. I like sharing that. And you better believe when I am so bloated I look like I'm 4 months pregnant, I'm going to Snapchat that to all of my friends. That's still part of the conversation, and that's fine, but don't make it negative and hateful towards your period and your cycle and your body. You can still point it out, you can make fun of it, and you can talk about it, but also talk about positive aspects of your cycle. Talk about how your cycle has evolved since you've started charting it, or without even that, things you've recognized over the past couple of years of things that have changed. Educate yourself about PMS, what things have helped you, and have those conversations with your friends, and you might learn something that could help you. You don't have to have a perfect by the book cycle and period to be positive about it. Very rare is it that anyone has a quote-unquote perfect period or a perfect cycle, and that's not what you have to be happy about it, to be positive about it, to be interested in it and fascinated about what's going on in your body. There's such a variety to cycles, such a variety to periods, and I wish I would have known that. There's a lot of confusion surrounding periods when I was growing up. I didn't realize that in the first couple years of having a period, it is totally normal to have irregular, weird cycles. And don't be afraid or ashamed of your period. Don't have this fear of people knowing you're on your period, and don't let people bully you around like, oh, well, you must just be on your period, that's why you have an opinion or emotion. And don't worry about guys and their opinion of periods. They're so much more chill than we give them credit for. I remember worrying about people knowing I was on my period, hiding the fact that I was, but don't, like, it's a normal part of life. Don't hide it, don't be ashamed of it, and don't be angry at it. And if you need more support than you feel like you're getting in your circle of like friends and family, go online. There are so many just amazing people that really push being body positive and period positive. Find some Instagram accounts or Twitter accounts or whatever it may be and follow them. Overall, I would say your cycle, your period is not out to get you. It's not out to make your life miserable. And I think we need to realize that. We need to recognize that because it's a part of us. Why would our bodies want us to be upset and miserable and sad? It doesn't. It just needs some encouragement and some support, and you need that as well. And I'm gonna stop rambling because I could go on and on about this. Educate yourself, change your perspective. There's so many things you can do, and you can be period positive as a teenager. And I really hope we're making that switch over time from what it was like when I was a teenager to teenagers now to teenagers in 5 or 10 years. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!